Oilers, you got a great offense with Connor McDavid. So I have them sweeping them.
Yeah, well, I don't think you heard my point. The San Francisco Giants have 3 more in the 2010s than the Rangers have in their entire history. So, yeah.
It's hard to get back and to get back-to-back wins. And I don't see the Lightning doing it here, so I have them losing to the Hurricanes in 6.
We don't talk about the 2010s because the 2010s had the Astros. And if the Astros didn't happen, the Yankees would have won in 2017 with the Dodgers.
He was close to Frank Reich, and they want Frank Reich back, so that's what they got. It's their discount Frank Reich.
Kaprizov and the rest of this crew, Jordan Greenway, who doesn't get enough props. He definitely is somebody who needs to be mentioned more.
Hi, this is Julie Dobbs. You're listening to Outsiders Opinions with Kevin and Austin.
What's up, y'all? Welcome to our NFL Opinions of the Week. And will Kadarius Toney be sent in exile? I'm sure that's not going to happen, but the man that there's a problem with the Chiefs, and the man to help me answer that and do a lot of heavy lifting, Austin.
Yeah, I am so tired of the Chiefs complaining like they are. People were saying, oh, well, Brady complained, Brady did this, Brady did that. Never after the game. Brady, in the moment, I'm totally fine with any player getting mad at the refs in the moment. It shows they care. It shows how much it means to them. And you're going to be heated in the heat of battle. That's okay. It's when it's after the game. It's Mahomes, what he said to Josh Allen. It's Mahomes and Reed after the game. Why are we still talking about this? The fact that it's still going around is a problem. And the Chiefs are blaming other people besides themselves. That's when you know a team is losing confidence. They're losing power. And they're just not playing well when they start blaming other things besides themselves for the reason why they're winning or losing.
Yeah, I agree. This is a bad thing from the Chiefs. I was like, okay, you lost. That's fine. And Mahomes getting mad on the sideline, that's fine. It's in the moment. But after them complaining about the refs, he's clearly offsides. Like the ref said, his foot was blocking the ball. It's on Toney to understand that. And it's on coaches to inform it to their players. So I think the frustration at the refs is more frustration themselves, and they try to go, yeah, we need to do better on that. So I don't like what they're doing. And to be honest, the Chiefs have benefited from late calls. They benefited in the Super Bowl. That's a fact that they benefited from those calls.
Yes, the weak calls and that can't be called in that moment is what Mahomes said. Well, I have a moment for you where I was very, very mad. Look, was it a hold? I've looked at it enough times. Maybe. You know what? I will say that there was a slight hold, a weak hold.
Yes.
Is it a phantom call? No. But it's extremely weak. One that I would not have called in the moment. I let them play. But you know what, Mahomes? You won a Super Bowl because of that. So to hear him complain the way he's complaining is very, very, very hypocritical. It's I don't know how else to say it. I'm very disappointed. I lost some respect for Mahomes, Andy Reid, and the Chiefs for saying this stuff. Because again, I've seen Brady get mad at the refs 100 times, 1,000 times in the game. But after the game, I got to be better. We got to be better. It's never the refs. It's never, this is a bad look for the league. A bad look for the league. They made the right call. The bad look for the league. That makes no sense. Execute better. Score more than 17 points. The Bills are not that good. You should have beat them.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. It's a bad look. You can't do that. The Cowboys did it in the playoffs when they got mad about the ref not placing the ball or not following it, but the Cowboys didn't follow it too. There's plenty of time they could have won that game. I do want to give credit to the Bills. We have given hate to Josh Allen, as he has deserved the hate. But that, I believe it was the pass to Latavius Murray when Josh Allen's moving back and he just finds him. He extended the play and he made a great throw that helped this team.
Incredible play.
Incredible
play.
Yeah, incredible play. I'm like, that's the Josh Allen I think of when he's the top quarterback. Now,
We've never
Josh
doubted that,
Allen.
though. Sorry to
Yeah,
interrupt, but we've never
right.
doubted that. That wasn't the problem. That wasn't the
Yeah,
problem.
no.
The problem was never his talent. It was the decision making down the end of games. What were you going?
Yeah. Yeah, and I was just like, that's something like, yeah, that's something we've seen. That's the belief we have in him. Has he reached that? No. And did he play his best game? No, because he still had an interception. This was more on the Chiefs losing this game because it's on the offense, which I think has been the problem for the Chiefs this year. And I think with what they did with trading Tyreek Hill, limited them wide receiving wise. Sky Moore hasn't panned out. I like Rashee Rice, but he's still a rookie. It asks a lot on this off. It asks a lot of Patrick Mahomes to be perfect based on his supporting cast, and the offense to be perfect. And the offense was not perfect. And I think being perfect is also not penalties, which they struggle with tackle with their offensive line, the tackle specifically, and then some of the wide receivers too make mistakes, such as Tony did last night or during the game. We're not recording right after the game. This is a few days after, but it asks your offense to be perfect, and they just haven't been, and that's why the Chiefs are struggling right now.
Yeah, I'm amazed at how ignorant the Chiefs have acted in this moment. Like, you're wrong. Sit down. The game is over. Focus on the next game. These bad calls happen every week. And this wasn't even a bad call.
It wasn't even
a bad call. Look, my dad complained about it in the moment, and he is not a Chiefs fan when I was watching the game with him. And I thought it was a little weak when I watched the first time. But looking at the replays, I understand why the refs called it. I'm not going to say they made a bad call because it was the right call. I get it. Look, the Chiefs have benefited from the fair share, and every team at some point in their existence has benefited from a weak or phantom call. It happens. Here's what I want to compare it to. The quarterback, he's not my favorite quarterback, but the quarterback I have the most respect for in league history is Drew Brees. And that comes from what happened between the Rams and Saints in 2019. It was a 2018 AFC Championship game, but the game happened in 2019. And that was where, if he had done the Mahomes right here and gone at the refs, I would have never said anything worse of it. That he was warranted. It made sense, but he didn't. Kevin, he didn't. He was saying that they went to overtime. They could have won it anyway. The respect you have to have, the humility. I will always, forever, have a crazy amount of respect for Drew Brees in that moment because I don't know if I could have done it. I don't know. I haven't had a moment like that in my life where something was so epically taken away when I deserved it, like he did in that moment. And I just compare. This is a week 14 worthless game in Mahomes' career, almost. It's not going to matter by the time he retires. But that Brees game, if Brees wins that game and wins the Super Bowl, we are talking about Brees in a whole different light. That game mattered. That was an NFC Championship game. I've lost some respect for Mahomes for acting as childish as he did. Look, it's a game. Bad calls happen, and that wasn't the wrong call. That's the bigger problem than anything, in my opinion, is that it wasn't even the wrong call. So I don't even know what you're crying about now. Like, okay, maybe, could it be argued as weaker than some other calls? Maybe, but it was the right call. I just don't know. I don't know how. I don't know. I don't know how he can say the things he said. I'm, for once, am agreeing with Roger Goodell on something where he said that we're not going to apologize for making the right call. You know what, Roger Goodell? I have disagreed with almost everything you've ever said, but you know what? You are right. Please do not give in to the Chiefs here. You made the right call. Don't baby them. Your thoughts?
Yeah, so I still love Mahomes, but you just can't do this. And yeah, no matter what happens, like you said with Drew Brees, that's just a huge thing from him. You just got to go, yeah, we got to play better. The Chiefs gave the Bills a 14-0 lead. They dug themselves in a hole. And the thing with, I think Mahomes is mad because I think he wants to yell at Tony, but he doesn't want to do that, so he's taking it out on the refs. That's my opinion. But if they're truly, because it's just the supporting cast around him. Like, yes, is he the best quarterback in the league? In my opinion, yes. However, you still need a supporting cast, and it asks him to be perfect every game, which he wasn't. He threw an interception. Their offense is struggling. They punted. They had an interception and then 2 punts before their first touchdown, which was later in the game. So I think it's the frustration at themselves. They are not playing well. I'm shocked that they lost to the Bills because Mahomes has such a good record of after the fact. So yeah, I do think though this does not put Mahomes in a great light. Andy Reid too. You can't do that no matter what happened, and it does put him in a tough spot this game because of just playoff seeding. The Broncos are right behind him. I do think the Chiefs will figure it out, but I'm starting to lose hope.
Again, like I said, you can tell when any person in life starts blaming other things besides themselves for their issues. That's when I start to have concern. It's my problem with back in school, Kevin, when people used to blame teachers instead of themselves for their grades. That's your grade. Like, yes, could the teacher have been better? Maybe. Could they have taught the class better? Sure. But at the end of the day, you determine whether you get an A, B, C, whatever. That's what this is. Okay, you didn't get the grade you wanted on the test. You can't blame the teacher. And Mahomes right now is blaming the teacher, even though he got the question wrong. Even though if he's in a group project, somebody did something wrong in the group project and he got reprimanded for it. Well, it's called a group project, and you have to correct that with him before or after the fact. And that's what being in a team is. And I am concerned because they are starting to blame other people besides what's there in their own locker room, what they have control over. They only have the control over the 53 guys and the practice squad and their coaches. That's it. And they're blaming anything else in their power for the reason why they lost to a much worse Bills team than we've seen them face before.
Yeah, I agree. I think I like that point. And even if there are some like bad teaching, you just got to put in more work. They don't have the best offense. Mahomes and that team has to put in more work, which I think goes to show they just need to put in more work. They need to be perfect. They need to find ways to get this offense going. Travis Kelce is the leading receiver, quote unquote, but they need to figure out, okay, how do you optimize your weapons? Because normal wide receiving isn't working right now, X outside of Rashee Rice. And I think I guess they did trade for McCole Hardman, but they should have traded
He got
for
hurt.
something more. Oh yeah,
He's not healthy, so
yeah. So I do think they have the ability to figure it out. But yes, this is alarming. Blaming other people. This is back-to-back losses. I know they've lost 4 out of 6 games. They should win it against the Patriots, but it is starting to affect my feel of what can they do in the playoffs.
yeah, and we'll talk about this in a future video about how Belichick is not coming back next year. I'm sure you heard about that. The Patriots.
Oh,
said
is it
that,
for sure? I thought it was still unfamiliar, or he wouldn't comment.
It came from some legit sources, so we're gonna have to talk about it
Okay.
after we do get some sort of confirmation. But if it is, I can imagine that Belichick will go all out these next couple games, and that the Patriots will not be a pushover, especially after they beat the Steelers.
Yes, and especially to go on the Patriots defense. The Patriots defense has struggled, but I think Belichick is one of the greater defensive minds, so I think he's going to figure something out. And well, there's already evidence of how to stop this Chiefs offense, so you're just implementing it. This Chiefs offense isn't excelling at all at this point facing the Patriots. There seems to be a blueprint of how do you make the Chiefs struggle. And it's different from Mahomes, like a few years ago, when they struggled where Mahomes was just looking for the big play. No, I think Mahomes is trying to trust his guys, but they sometimes fail to make the plays.
Yeah, I'm concerned. It's time. It's not time to panic, but it's time to be concerned if you're a Chiefs fan.
They got to figure it out because this isn't a normal year. The Broncos, you have a good competitor that you lost one game to, and that's it. So yeah, I think that's all I got. I'll let you close this one out.
Yeah, let us know your comments on the Mahomes Chiefs and all their problems. We understand that this isn't something we expected. Is it something you expected? But catch us in our next video, please. Thank you.